we have number one. It says Tyler paid $87.50 for 7 pizzas. How much would it cost to buy 2 pizzas at the same rate? When I was kind of glancing through some of these that you did, I noticed some of you didn't show any work. You just wrote an answer there. I can't look at this and tell you the answer, so you should definitely be showing some work. Okay, so the first thing you have to find out is what? What do I need to figure out first? Nope.
How much it would cost to buy 2 pizzas at the same rate?
But what do I need to figure out before I find the cost of 2 pizzas? How many do I have to know the cost for? 1. Good. I've got to find my unit rate. So cost per pizza. If I'm looking for cost per pizza, I'm really trying to figure out cost divided by pizza. So be careful when you do this. We don't want to take pizza divided by cost. We want to take cost divided by pizza. So you should have written down 87.5 or 87.50. You can put a 0 here, doesn't matter. Divided by 7, right? Cost per, remember per means divided by. Per, we say for that fraction bar. So you can take your handy dandy calculator, say 87.5 divided by 7 gives us a cost of $12 and what? 50 cents. So don't forget to add that 0 in there. So this is per pizza. This is dollars per pizza. The question is, how much would it cost to buy 2 pizzas? Notice if we multiply this times 2 pizzas, right? We've got to put it as a fraction over 1. Doesn't this cancel out pizzas? Are we left with what we want? Are we left with the cost? Yes, that's what we wanted. So $12.50 times 2 is what? $25. So there is my answer. Notice I couldn't just write $25 there, right? I needed to show some work. Yes, you could have punched it all into a calculator, but you need to show what you're punching into the calculator. Remember these proportions. An easy way we've been solving them is to multiply across our diagonals and set them equal. So we said 15 times 12, 180. Then we brought our equal sign down, and then we multiply across here. How do we show y times 40? What do we write?
40y.
40y. Remember when we have a number next to a letter that denotes multiplication. How do I undo multiplication? What am I going to do to both sides? Divide. What am I dividing by? 40, because we want to know what 1y is, right? 40 divided by 40 is 1. So y is equal to 180 divided by 40. 4.5. Did you get 4.5 here?
Yes.
Did you show some bit of work? Be sure you're showing your work, right? With that being said, 16 times 15 is 240. Remember, we're setting that equal to 120 times j is 120j. What am I going to divide both sides by now? Well, I could divide by 20, but I won't get rid of this. That will just turn to a 2. So I want this to be 1. So I have to divide it by itself. So what am I dividing both sides by? 120. Look at all your examples. You have lots of examples in your packet as well. Hopefully you showed your work. 240 divided by 120 is 2. This would be 1J. Did you get 2 here? All right, so remember, proportional relationships are in the form y equals kx. Is this a proportional relationship? Yes. So what is k? What's in front of your x? 6. That's all this is asking. How about this one? Is this in that form? No. So we don't have to answer that part. How about C? Yes. This one is a little trickier, but what is K? 3/4. Very good. They're not asking us to figure out what y is. They're just asking us if this is proportional. How about letter D? Yes. What is K? Negative 1/5. Very good.
Oh, there is
How about letter E?
no.
Why not? Doesn't this equal y? It just says negative 2x equals y, so doesn't y equal negative 2x? So yes. And what would k be? Negative 2. How about this letter F? Good. This is no, because in both of our no's, we had a constant being subtracted or added to it. That's what made it no. Okay? That was like when we had an initial fee. Okay, a painter can paint 200 square feet per hour. She charges 45 cents per square foot. How much can she charge per hour? Whoa. Let's write these as fractions. Per is where we're going to put our divided by. So if we wrote this as 200 square feet per hour, we want to figure out our charge per hour. So charge per hour would be money per hour or money over hour. Right now, we have square feet per hour. So we want hour to be there. But do we want square feet to be there? No, we want dollars to be there. So this is 45 cents. I wrote a 5 there. 45 cents per square foot. So we have 2 fractions now. Do we want the dollars to be on the top in our answer? Yeah. So what if we just multiplied these things together? Will that work? Let's look. So if we have 200 square feet all over, and you just wrote 90?
No.
I got 90.
Did you show any work?
Yeah.
No, well, you gotta show some work. You gotta show how you got it. And if I multiply by this, I have 45 cents per square foot. What cancels out? Square feet, right? And we're left with dollars per hour. So that should work. So 200 times 45 cents. $90. $90 per hour is on the bottom. So if she works 3.5 hours, how much will she charge? If you're not sure what to do, use your unit rate, right? $90 is on the top, per hour is on the bottom. If she works 3.5 hours, we want to know dollars in the end, right? So won't this cross out our hours to leave us with dollars? Yeah. So that helps. If it didn't, we might have had to flip it around, right? To be able to cancel it out. So we have 90 times 3.5, 315. Did you get that? All right. Write an equation in this form. Y equals KX. So $10 an hour. Is this a unit rate? So it's just for 1 hour, right? So we can put 10 directly into our equation. So you should have written Y equals 10X. Susan makes $24 in 2 hours. Is this a unit rate? No, because it's in 2 hours, not in 1 hour. So to find it, we would take dollars per hours, and this would give us how much? $12 per hour. Is $12 a unit rate? Yes. Per 1 hour. 1 is the 1 unit. Very good. So now this is our K. We're putting it into this equation. Y equals 12x. So 12 times the number of hours would give you the total amount made. Or 10 times the number of hours would give us the total amount made. All right, these are things you need to know. Now we have some tables. Does this show a proportional relationship? Is it a straight line?
Yeah.
So it is a straight line. Check to that. And it goes through the origin. Check to that. So we can say, yes, these two things make it proportional. If yes, what is the constant of proportionality? So remember, K is equal to Y divided by X. So if we were naming this point, our X would be 2, our Y would be what? What's the Y value here? 24. So we can figure out our unit rate by taking 24 divided by 2. Right? What's 24 divided by 2? 12. Okay? Last one. How much money does 0 tickets cost? 0 tickets. This is number of tickets, right? So we're following 0 up to what? How much does 0 tickets cost? Each of these lines are going up by 4. Right? So this would be 20 what? Dollars? How much money does 1 ticket cost? 25. It's right between, what's in between 20 and 24? $22. How much does the cost increase for every ticket purchased? $2.
Oh. Yeah.
Is this a proportional relationship? No. It doesn't start at 0, 0. So there must be some sort of initial fee there, right? Hey. Yep. Landon, Nurse Nicole, need you. All right. So with that, we've got a little bit of time to get started on your IB test.
Oh, what?
Alright guys, don't put your review away because you are gonna turn that. But I want you to be able to use it. Okay. So put your name at the top. I'm gonna walk you through it. All right. So the first page is kind of explaining someone has robbed the National Bank of Illuminations in DC. It's your job to use the clues left by the perpetrators to locate and apprehend the robber. Your tools will be your power of deduction and your mathematical knowledge. So we have to figure out how tall the perpetrator is, how many pounds of quarters were stolen, and how far they could travel per gallon of gas. And we have some suspects here. All right, so turn to your clue sheet so we can get started. Oh man. I am not sure if I have needed. So we are going to be using unit rates here. You still think Mr. Collins? Okay. So we took real divided by reality, or real divided by the picture. So, and then what could we what do we want? What unit do we want up here so that we can cancel out centimeters on the bottom? Centimeters. So can't I just put this in? Don't we know this? 13.2. So this comes out in inches. I'm going to give you some time to do this later. All right. The robber stole only 32 pounds of quarters. So this is what we know, guys, listen. We know 32 pounds of quarters out of the coin machine. Quarters are weighed in ounces. So if there are 16 ounces in 1 pound, don't we have another ratio? Yes. So we can write it out as 16 ounces in 1 pound, over 1 pound. So our question is how many ounces? So we need to multiply this by something to end up with ounces. So you're gonna try and figure out how you can get rid of pounds. All right, here's another unit. If each quarter, so if 1/4 weighs 2/10 of an ounce, isn't that another unit, right?
Yeah.
Well, kind of. We want to know how many quarters. Oh, we're going to multiply this by something. Right? I believe we're going to multiply this by the number of ounces, right? To get rid of ounces. I should have wrote this as OZ like I did here so you're not confused. Ounces is OZ, same thing. So this will give us quarters. How do I go from quarters to dollars? Okay. But if I want to figure out quarters to dollars, I really want to get rid of quarters. So I have to divide by quarters, right? Isn't $1 per how many quarters? 4 quarters. So won't this come out with the amount of dollars I have?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then you're going to use this receipt to determine how many gallons of gas the thief purchased. So if the okay, this is she.
Oh no.
Okay. Okay, sorry about that. So we have to figure out here how many gallons of gas the thief purchased. Can we use this information? Guys, look. We know it was $2.44 per gallon. And we know the total was $31.72. So we really want gallons. Can I change this so that gallons are on top? Of course. Just flip it around. So then if I multiply it by dollars, the dollars will cancel out. So I'm going to take my total. This is over 1. If I flip this over, I have 1 gallon for every $2.44. So this times this divided by this times this is really just this divided by this. All right. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to catch up. I'm going to collect. In fact, if you'll just put your name on your clue sheet, then you won't even have to close your packet up. So if you put your name up here, you can just keep it open. And then tomorrow we'll continue, and tomorrow you're going to complete the IB test. So I'm gonna continue walking you through it, and then you're going to have to do the math and the deduction of trying to think through the clues. All right?
I wasn't able to do like everything you said, and I couldn't really see it because I'm like really nearsighted.